What's up, y'all? It's Solo. Wanted to give y'all an update on my mason bees. Right now it is early spring. We just started into springtime. The mason bees have gone from cocoon to hatching to the males coming out to the females coming out to the males and females mating, and now to the males dying, and now the females are doing all the work up there. Every one of those is a queen. Those are all female mason bees building homes up in that box up there. And they're a little different compared to a honeybee where there's only one queen per colony. But since these are solitary bees, each female is their own queen. So they're all laying larvae in these holes that I built for them. And I built these homes using a tool called a wood router, and I cut channels down them, which gives them a large area to build homes in. And they're called mason bees because they actually take mud from the area and use that to build their homes. And they also collect pollen, and then they lay their larvae in there. And the larva feeds on the pollen, and the bee will mud over the homes, and every one of those holes there might hold upwards of 30 bees. So these bees are very busy right now. They just started getting active up there just about a week ago. They have been present for about a month now. So I kind of got nervous, as maybe last year I didn't pay that close enough attention, but I saw them come out like early March, and I saw the females and I saw males, and I saw a few of them mate and they disappeared. And then I started a second batch because I didn't do all my mason bees at once. I didn't release them all at once. I released them in 2 stages, one about 2 weeks apart from the other. And the reason I did this is in case we get a freak frost or a snowstorm, I didn't just lose all my bees and would have to completely start from scratch trying to recapture a wild population. So that's the reason that I actually would prefer to keep all this in check here. But besides that, these bees are doing really well. Sorry. They're going like right in my face, and I'm trying to talk on the camera here. I'm doing it. So anyway, I really like these bees, and that's the reason I released them in 2 stages in case we get a cold frost, as we have had major snowstorms in March and April. It's not common by any means, but all it takes is one, and then my bees are knocked out. So interestingly, the second batch that I released, they all mated around here, and then they right away started using the boards. So I'm thinking the first batch, maybe there was not enough plants around here at the time flowering, as the blueberries were not ready yet, the Kiba vine was not ready, the Mahonia was actually spent. For whatever reason, the Mahonia flowered really early in the season this year, way before the mason bees were out. So by the time the mason bees would get to visit the Mahonia, it was already spent. And there were not a lot of other flowers nearby that they could feed on. So I'm thinking maybe the first generation that I released, they kind of packed up and left and went to another area to feed. But by the time the second generation was ready, we already had plants that were starting to flower and such. But now we have quite the setup. And I've tried to count how many I see entering there. I don't know, maybe 30, 40 bees. And then I got another box which probably has another 20 or 30. So if I can only count 30 or 40 and I know there's another 20, there's probably at least 100 females flying about here and just building homes in there. And I'm just really excited to see if they can actually fill up this bee cubby, because that's a lot of space. I built that thing out, and I'm a little skeptical. I'm a little skeptical these bees are going to be able to fill all these boards this year. They didn't last year, but this year I got so many more than last year. And then this year I think I'm going to get a lot more than the previous year. And it just kind of snowballs until you have tens of thousands of mason bee cocoons, I guess. But I really like this experience. I'm going to keep doing this. I've noticed no ill harm with them. They've never stung me, besides bumping into me. I had one bump me in the face, and one bumped me on the finger, and it left behind a little pollen puff ball. It's really funny. There, one just hit me in the back of the head. But they just bump you and they fly off. They don't care. They are so busy with building their homes. It's okay. And you know, it's just fun to watch. I like just to stand right behind where that camera is and just watch them just kind of stand around for 10-20 minutes. And it's really interesting to see like how they kind of all conglomerate together. Oh, shit, I'm sorry buddy, I think I hit one of y'all. So they kind of like do this weird swarm thing where they kind of like go all crazy and then settle back down. And I've seen two bees in one hole, and they will fight each other to kick one out. One threw another bee out of the hole. And I've seen them fall out of the hole and hit the ground, and they're okay when they fall, but sometimes they don't always catch themselves and they kind of clunk onto the table. And this table behind me is completely covered in pollen right now. For all the times that they've dropped a clump going in those homes here, I don't want to touch that table because my allergies are really bad already right now. And I'm gonna have to cut this video to cut it short in a minute because my nose is just really sniffly.